When astronauts leave Earth and enter the weightless environment of space, their bodies face an immediate series of changes. Amongst the many challenges, how their diet affects them in the short term is critical, not just for comfort but for survival and mission success. Welcome back to Fuel for the Final Frontier. In this episode, we'll explore what happens in the first days and weeks after launch, focusing on digestion, hydration, taste perception, and how nutrition supports these vital adjustments. First off, we look at the changes in digestion. Digestion itself undergoes very subtle changes in microgravity. While the digestive system still functions, the way food moves through the gut can differ. Research shows that natural peristalsis, the wave-like muscle contractions that move food along, continues in space. However, in microgravity, fluids in the digestive tract behave differently, potentially impacting absorption rates. Early in missions, some astronauts experience mild gastrointestinal discomfort, bloating, nausea, or changes in bowel habits. This can result from the body adjusting to zero gravity and altered fluid distribution. Fortunately, space food composition, high in fiber and easily digestible, helps minimize digestive issues. Nutritionists carefully design menus to support GI health. Moving on, we'll take a look at hydration and fluid shifts, one of the most dramatic changes immediately after entering microgravity. On Earth, gravity pulls fluids towards our feet. In space, however, fluids shift upwards towards the head. Astronauts often notice puffiness in their faces and pressure in their sinuses, sometimes called moon face. This fluid shift affects blood volume and can complicate hydration. To maintain balance, astronauts must carefully manage water intake along with electrolytes like sodium and potassium. Drinking too little risks dehydration, while drinking too much can overload the system and worsen swelling. Space agencies closely monitor astronaut hydration status through urine output and blood tests, adjusting fluid regimens as needed. Additionally, astronauts also experience altered taste perception. A surprisingly common complaint amongst astronauts in the early days of spaceflight is that food tastes blanded or muted. But why does this happen? The fluid shift mentioned earlier causes nasal congestion. Similar to having a cold on Earth, when nasal passages swell, our sense of smell weakens. And since smell plays a large role in taste, flavors seem dulled. To compensate, astronauts often crave stronger, spicier foods. Hot sauce, mustard, and tangy condiments become popular choices. NASA has intentionally increased seasoning in space meals to uh, counteract this effect. Ensuring palatable food is critical because poor appetite can lead to insufficient calorie intake. We'll now take a look at the changes in appetite and energy balancing, appetite and energy balancing. Adjusting to space can temporarily reduce appetite. Some astronauts report eating less during the first few days. This can be risky as energy needs remain the same or even increase due to the on muscles and the cardiovascular systems. Dietitians emphasize the importance of maintaining a calorie intake of about 2,500 to 3,000 calories daily, depending on the astronaut mission. Snacks and nutrient dense food help fill gaps, ensuring that muscle and bone mass are supported from day one. Muscle and bone preservation is absolutely essential to a space mission, even in the short term. Reduced gravity begins to impact muscles and bones. Muscle atrophy starts quickly in unused muscles, especially in the legs and back. Bones begin losing mineral density as the body adjusts, where the diet plays a key role in preventing rapid loss by supplying adequate calcium and vitamin D. Combined with rigorous exercise and protocols on board using resistance machines, treadmills, and cycling stations, nutrition supports preservation efforts. Now, there are also psychological effects of diets. Food is more important than fuel, it's comfort and routine. In the abrupt transition to space, maintaining mealtime routines supports psychological well being. Crew members often share meals, announce menus, and celebrate special meal days to boost morale. The familiarity of food helps combat isolation and stress during the early mission phase. Finally, we look at medical monitoring and adjustments. Throughout the initial weeks, astronauts undergo regular medical evaluations. Blood and urine tests monitor nutrition levels and hydration status. To adjustments to diet, supplementation, or hydration protocols can be made swiftly to address any imbalances detected. This close attention ensures that astronauts remain strong and healthy despite their body's adaptations. To sum up, the first days and weeks of spaceflight bring significant physiological changes influenced by the diet. Digestion adapts to microgravity, but discomfort is usually mild and manageable. Fluid shifts cause facial puffiness and hydration balance. Taste perception weakens due to nasal congestion, making stronger flavors preserved. Appetite may drop initially, so nutrient dense snacks are important. Muscle and bone loss begin quickly, requiring dietary and exercise countermeasures. Psychological support through food is vital. Continuous medical monitoring fine tunes nutrition and hydration. These early diet effects set the foundation for longer missions to come, where nutritional balance becomes even more critical. In the next episode, we explore how these effects evolve over extended time and space, focusing on the long-term impact of space diets on astronaut health. If you enjoyed this episode, please consider liking, subscribing, commenting, or sharing with a friend. It helped the channel out a lot. Thanks for watching.